I mean, in Argentina, you have two different types or the space, workspace. I mean, one is public space, and the other it's like the private sphere. It's like the mix of cultures and people.
Hello and welcome to 20 Minutes Abroad, the podcast where we talk about different cultures from different countries. Today we are going to travel to Argentina again and talk a little bit about the culture and also how it is to work in international workplaces. Right after the intro. My guest today is Andrea. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
I'm happy that you're here today.
No, thank you for having me.
My pleasure. So the first question I have for you today is, what is something unique about your home country?
Unique? Okay. Then, just like my husband said, that many people would say football and meat and grill. It is like for us. It's like the mix of cultures and people.
Yeah, nice. Since you already touched on the subject, if you don't know, we already recorded a podcast episode with her husband, Martin, where we also talked a little bit more about what it is like to move across the country, about life in Germany, and also working in intercultural workspaces. So if you didn't see that yet, make sure to check it out. So thank you for your first answer. And for our second question, we have printed out some tickets.
Oh, okay.
And you can choose one that you like.
Should I travel somewhere?
Yeah, maybe. So there's a number on it.
Okay. Name of the passenger. 1.
1. Thank you. Okay, interesting. So the question I have for you is, what's one hidden treasure in your home country that you would recommend to everybody?
Hidden treasure, I would say. Okay, it's not that hidden, but Mendoza, that's a province near Chile, and it has a wine culture that I would recommend.
Interesting.
The landscape, and it's very nice, very beautiful. I would really recommend that.
Nice. Did you go there for like a...
No, I lived there. I lived there.
Oh, nice.
I mean, I was born in Buenos Aires, and then... we lived there with my husband for about 10 years, and we learned a lot about wine and wine culture. That's why I recommend it, and it was like very strange for us. I mean, we are from Argentina, and we didn't know all the world behind the grape, and it was very interesting. And there's a fest. It's like this folk festival that I would really recommend.
Cool, that sounds really cool. Nice. So when we're already kind of talking about Argentine culture, let's get into that topic area. So you already mentioned football in your answer to the first question, and also tango is really popular, like also abroad. We know that that's typical for Argentina. So those things are really stereotypical to Argentine culture. And how would you say that these elements reflect the values and traditions in Argentina?
Well, actually, tango is what we project to the outside, to the whole world. But it's not only tango, the music, but it's more behind the tango culture. And it's funny because we also have some traditional music that it's not that that's not that common to hear from Argentina, and that is folk music. It sounds like, okay, it's obvious, it's folk music. No, but it's very specific type of music, and for us it's like a whole event. We also have another type of music that's chamamé. That's from the North Argentina, just near Brazil. It's very typical, and we I mean, there are like a lot of festivities about it, and I mean that I think that really represent the Argentinian culture.
Yeah.
And I mean, tango, it's great, but it's maybe just limited to Buenos Aires, and Argentina is like a big country.
Yeah.
So it's not just tango for us. It's like a whole world of music there.
Oh, that's really cool. So, like you said, Argentina is a really big country. And would you say that there are also a little bit of cultural differences depending on where you go?
Yes, of course. I mean, I lived in 3 different provinces. From Argentina. I was born in Buenos Aires, but I have also lived in Corrientes, that is near Paraguay. And then, just I said that I moved then to Mendoza, and it's very different. I mean, of course, the same language, but somehow the traditions and the words they use, it's like a whole new language, and you have to start like new expressions, new way of life. It's really fun. At the moment, it was like not that easy to adapt, but then now I could manage to have a lot of friends and people cool. I love there. So.
Nice.
Yes.
I think it's also really interesting because when coming from a smaller country, you can't really imagine what it is like to travel around your own country, but it's still so different.
It is. No, it is.
Yeah, it's really cool. And how would you describe like a typical Argentine people? Like what is typical for them?
Okay, so typical, like cliche, I would say watching football every weekend and having some asado, that's grilled meat. That's very typical for us. And also drinking mate tea. And that's like the national drink.
Yeah.
Apart from beer and what we call this mix with Coca-Cola and Fernet Branca. Coca con Fernet, that's very typical. And it's a drink that I think that identifies us. It's very funny. But yeah, it's like being with your family and your friends, meeting at the weekends, having fun. It's what defines us.
So just let's go back to the drink again because I want to make sure what it is. What is the drink you mix with the Coke?
Okay,
like
alcohol? It's a Coke.
Yeah,
it's the normal Coke, and you make a mix like 2 parts of Coca-Cola. Then you mix, of course, ice. I mean, ice cubes, and 1 part of Fernet Branca. That's an alcoholic drink. I think you can find. Yes, you can find it here in the supermarket. It's not that strange.
Just not
no, it is. Yeah. But for us, it's like a land.
Okay, I see.
It's what defines us.
Yeah. Oh, that's really cool that you have something like that. And you also mentioned that like family and being together is really important. Yeah. So is it like typical for Argentine people to be around their family a lot on like multi-generational households and stuff like that?
It is like that. I mean, my family actually, it's like a very small family. But when you talk about then the family of my husband and for example, you visit some friends and then it's not only your friend that you visit, but the whole family of your friend. So that's it's actually what you define as family. It's like your friends and the family of your friends, your family, the family of your husband. It's
Oh, that sounds really nice. You always have a lot of people around you.
Yes.
I think that's really cool.
Too much, maybe sometimes. No. I mean, when you're away, you miss that it's like what you miss the most.
Yeah, I can imagine when you're used to it being like that, and then you suddenly in a different country.
No, it is.
Yeah. And if you have experienced some typical Austrian festivities, what would you say are the biggest differences between how people celebrate?
Maybe, I mean, I was last year at Austrian Fest. At this festivity, it's like you have like a lot of stands with food and with some traditional clothing and some series with typical music and typical dances, and the whole stage, the whole city, it's like just prepare for this specific event. And in Argentina, it's we fire is that they're celebrate thanks. See you. Yeah. It's like we celebrate in a particular place, but not in a whole city. For example, it's like it's like something different in that way, and we use not that much of the costumes, the traditional costumes. We don't use that normally, but I've seen that here it's like for every event you can put your leather costume. So that's what I found different.
That's also really interesting. So I've just never really thought about that actually. That's really cool. And then also in my script it says, because I actually don't know what it is, but there's the concept of machismo in Argentina.
Yeah, yes.
And would you maybe kind of explain it to me, and what does it mean for like as a traditional mindset?
Yes, normally you can find like more men at very high position and at higher positions, but in a way that's changing now, and that's for good.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe like 20 years ago it was not that easy for a woman to start working, I mean, in the same place or the same job with the same income like a man. But today it's like 50-50.
Okay.
Or maybe we're beating that. Yeah. We are going there. But no, I know that for families and so that it wasn't that easy. But now it is. I mean, it's not only in Argentina. I think it's more cultural and the Occidental world that it's changing.
Yeah,
and that's for good.
Yeah, sure. It is coming from being a woman. Like it's really important that these changes are made. So that's really good. Okay, then before we start into our second topic area, where we'll actually talk a little bit more about working internationally, we are going to play a little game together.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So, since your husband was already here, you do know what it's about. But I'm going to explain anyways for our viewers and listeners. We have two blackboards next to each other. Next to us, sorry, why do I say that? We have two blackboards next to us with our names on it. And we are going to get 3 questions. It's a guessing game, so we have to guess the answer, write it down, and then we're going to show the camera. And if, like, which answer is closer?
Okay. I'm not that good at
guessing. I'm also not, so... There's also some chalk for you and some paper next to you you can use to wipe it off.
I use with...
Because I also didn't clean it, but you can use the other side.
So here's 100.
Yeah.
100.
Both.
I don't know, maybe. But let's give it a shot.
Yeah.
How many beats per minute does a tango have?
How many beats?
Oh my god. It's a really hard question.
It depends of the type of tango. There's a milonga, there's a tango too, and that's a little bit different, but...
Oh my god, I only know takte. I have no idea, I'm gonna write down anything. Okay, you ready? 1, 2, 3. Say 60. So 70, it's actually pretty close. Yeah.
120 to 140 beats per minute.
As a musician, I'm ashamed, but I can't do anything about it now.
I'm so ashamed.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, my family will,
okay, I was technically
will watch
closer.
that, and how could I explain that?
Because the numbers and numbers are difficult.
In what year was the National Beer Festival, which is the Argentine version of the Oktoberfest, established?
I mean, I know where it took that place, but when?
That's a good question.
Oh, I would say that
I don't know when it is. Let's see. Okay, you ready? 1, 2, 3. So you're guessing 1990, I'm guessing 2002.
1963.
Oh, that early. But you were closer.
in a way.
Yeah, I mean, closer than I was.
Okay.
That was the...
Today can learn like a lot about my country.
Yeah. So we also we still have our last question to decide who wins this round. Oh god.
What is the distance between Buenos Aires and Graz?
Let me think. God damn it.
Okay, that I would
I
say
feel like a lot.
yeah, but wait a minute.
Okay, you ready? 1, 2, 3. So your guess is 16,000. I'm guessing 7,500.
11,685 kilometers.
Was it's actually...
Wow.
Okay, so you're closer, I think.
16.
11 is 5,000 and...
I can't. Is it? I can't count. Okay. Yeah, you can talk right now. Yeah, I think. I think it's probably 5,000 like a bit. Yeah. That's it's kilometers. 7,500. I can't count. No. I also can't like. I can't math. I don't know. Okay.
Thank you for clarifying that.
Okay, right.
Okay, then.
Something like that.
That was actually pretty difficult because I think, like, in the different directions we were both similar, like,
Maybe, yes.
similarly off. I don't know if that makes sense, but like, yeah. Okay,
But
so
that's
yeah, that was really tricky. So thank you for playing our game. You can put it's okay. But you can also write it down again if you want to.
It's not that easy.
Yeah, it's actually pretty hard to write on those for some reason.
Can you read that?
Yeah, you can read it. Thank you. And even though you did not win a little game, you still get a present.
No, thank you.
Because every one of our guests gets a present.
Oh no, please, I'm not good.
Thank you from my help behind the camera. So we have some chocolates for you.
Oh.
I hope you like them.
Thank you very much. Of course, chocolate.
That's good. I'm always happy if people like it. You're welcome. And let's talk a little bit about working internationally. So, did you work in Argentina before moving to Austria?
Yes, in different clinical laboratories. That's the clinical chemistry that you do at the hospitals and such, and in 2 different spheres or the spaces. I mean, in Argentina, you have 2 different types or the space, the workspace. I mean, one is public space, and the other it's like the private sphere. And yes, I had the chance to work in both spaces, and with the difference and so, but yes.
Okay.
Experiences in laboratory.
Oh, interesting. How would you describe the work culture in Argentina?
Okay. Yes. So it's not that easy, but in this way of the 2 different spaces, I mean, it's like in the public sphere, you have more. It's more like flexible. It's some way more relaxed. That doesn't mean it's easier, but somehow it's relaxed. And the private sphere, it's like more intense, and maybe for the extra hours, extra work, it's like very common.
Okay.
It's not that that doesn't happen in the public sphere, but it's more common in the private.
One last question I have for you, and those who saw our other interview know already, because we talked with your now husband, then boyfriend, and he was in Germany for a year. Would you say that he has adapted some German stereotypical behavior when he came back?
Okay, 3 things. One was sticking with the schedule. I mean, it was, we should really be there at 8, at some appointment. And like he said, in Argentina, we don't respect that much timeline. It's like, no, it's no problem. No, we should really be there. Oh, God. That was one thing. Other thing, it was planning. Again, for us, it's not that common to plan something. And for him, it was, no, but we should really start thinking about what we're going to do next holiday, I was totally confused. I was like, okay, no. I'm not speaking your language. No. And then third, it was like, he was very, I mean, in German culture, it's like they are not saying too many words. I mean, like bad words, bad language. and in Argentina, we use bad language, and that's very common. I mean, you can actually use bad language with your boss. I mean, it is like that kind of interaction. And for him, it was like a totally new whole person, and he didn't say not a bad word, and he used no bad language, and I was, okay, who are you, and what did you do with my husband?
Yeah, of course, got lost somewhere in Germany.
No, yes,
that's really funny.
Was kind of a shock.
So you also had a culture shock, even though you didn't go to Germany.
Now I understand. Yeah. I mean, like, now I'm here, I understand that, okay, no, I'm getting, especially for the time schedule and planning, actually. and planning, actually. Planning is like something that we in Argentina are not used to.
Yeah, it's really interesting. Also really cool that you kind of saw the change.
It is big change.
Nice. And before we really wrap up our interview, we also have a sticker for you. Oh. So we have a South America sticker where you can also see Argentina. Yeah. You can also decide where to put it. You can put it on the suitcase behind you or also here somewhere where there's a little more space left.
We already have Mexico 2 times, Argentina, Brazil, all would say stick together.
Yeah.
How can I?
Yeah, that's always a bit hard to pull off, but I can help you. Yeah. We always say that we prepare that next time, but we never actually do. You're welcome. Nice. Thank you. Also, thank you for being here today. It was really interesting to talk to you.
And really nice.
I'm glad. Glad we had a good time. And also, thank you to our listeners. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to leave a like and a comment if you have something to say. And also subscribe to our channel if you want to see more episodes like this. We'll see you in our next